So this funny thing happens when I tell people about the hidden job market, which I talk about a lot. You'll see in my other videos. And people come to me and they say things like, James, where's this list? Can you show me this list of jobs in the hidden job market? Or, James, how can I find them? What can I do? Where are they? Which website can I visit to show me where these hidden jobs are? And, I keep a straight face, but I laugh internally. The whole point of the hidden job market is the clue is in the name, right? It's hidden. You cannot go out to a single place and find these job openings, right? That's why, if you figure out a way of actually being able to unlock it, it's so powerful, right? Because no one else really knows this, right? And I'm going to explain exactly what I mean and exactly why it's so important that you have to understand this. It's going to mean massive career success for you if you can understand this one specific point. So let's start with a recap on what is the hidden job market. So the hidden job market specifically are all jobs that are not advertised anywhere, right? Hidden as in you cannot find them by the traditional route, right? The traditional route is going online, going on Indeed.com or LinkedIn or Glassdoor or company websites or wherever else is that you look for jobs, right? You go on there and you see positions available, and most people think that's everything. All positions, if you looked on enough job boards, every position that is available is advertised, right? That's what a lot of people think. Wrong. Completely wrong. In fact, only 20%, right? 2 out of 10, 20 out of 100 jobs are advertised on job boards or anywhere else online, right? Advertise is not even the right word. Available to find on the internet, right? Or in newspapers or wherever else. 20%. That is it. And there's a number of reasons, and I talk about this in other videos, why companies don't like hiring through job boards, mainly because it costs them a ton of money, and the people that apply are, for the most part, really bad, right? We have advertised, so just to give you an example, in our company, we've hired 20 people in total, something like that, over the past few years that we've been hiring people, as we've been growing. And we've advertised for one position on job boards, right? We asked people to do a very specific thing in the job advert. We actually did it as a bit of an experiment as well to kind of prove what we thought. And we did that. We got 140 applications on Indeed, right? And we asked them to do one very specific thing in the job posting. Guess how many people did the thing that we asked? 3. We had to pay over $1,000 for 3 applicants who did what we said. How many of those 3 were actually good? 0. We paid $1,000 for nothing. And that's why companies do not like using job boards, because this position that we had available had very specific things that we needed. And we had people applying who had experience in this and that and just so many random different things who would never have fitted into the position. But that's what happens when job boards make it easy to apply. So what do most companies do? They do not use the job boards, which is why only 20% of jobs are advertised online or anywhere else. So where's the rest of them then? Where's this hidden job market? What does it mean? What is it? Okay, so it's actually split into 2. The hidden job market is split into 2. The first part of it, which is another 20%. So far we've got 20% job boards, 20% of the hidden job market, of the total, which is part of the hidden job market, is, drumroll please, recruiters and headhunters and all those other executive search firms that you may or may not know about. Right. They do not want anybody to find these jobs, right? Unless you are a very specific person. Why is that? Because how do recruiters or headhunters make money? They make money when the company that is hiring, so let's say it's IBM. IBM wants to hire somebody. They go to a recruiting company and say, we need a head of sales for this department. The recruiting company then goes out and finds those people, right? They actively find them. Then they go to IBM and say, we've got these 3 people, we've screened them, they're great. IBM hires one of them, the recruiting company gets paid $50K or whatever it is, right? It's that much. often even more, right? It's usually about 20% of the first year's salary, and there's other factors involved as well. So 20% of all positions are found that way. Obviously, that's a very labour-intensive and costly process. Labour-intensive for the recruiter, costly for the hiring company. So you're not going to find that many roles through that method, right? If you're an experienced professional, you're a leader, you're an executive, that becomes more attractive. Problem is, how do you find them? If the recruiter's not going to tell you, right? They don't advertise that these positions are available because they don't want you to apply, because they don't want to have to wade through all these applications which aren't good. They want to find somebody who is already good, right? They can see, often through LinkedIn, often through other ways of finding you, like Google, whatever it might be, and then they contact you. I'm sure you've had recruiters contacting you, right? And they also get referrals from their network as well. So that's part of the hidden job market, right? With our clients, we have a way, and you can read about this in my new book, The Reverse Job Search Method. You can find it on our website, find it on Amazon. It's actually an Amazon bestseller, which I'm very proud of. And what we do is we actually create what we call a value pack, and then we provide it to a small list of recruiters who then say, okay, this person's a great fit, or they're not. But usually they are, because we make sure that we only give it to people who are recruiting for that kind of role, right? And then you can get straight in the door. But again, that's only 20% of the job market. So if you're applying online and you have recruiters reaching out to you, and you're kind of a person that they want to be in touch with, you still only unlock 40% of the job market. That's 4 out of 10 positions that would be available. So where are the other 6? Where's the other 60%? Well, that's the main part of the hidden job market. And I call it social capital, right? Social capital. And again, there's no way of finding these roles. You can't just go on the socialcapital.com and there's this list of all the jobs that are out there. No. These are all the positions that are hired into, but are never advertised anywhere, right? There'll be job descriptions available and things like that, but they'll all be internal. They'll never find their way out into the world because they don't need to. Because think about it from a company's perspective. What do they want, right? In an absolute ideal world, they want to interview one person. Who is the person who's best for the job? They want one resume and one interview for somebody who's great for that job, because it's going to take them almost no time, right? And it's going to be fantastic in terms of the costs that they save by having to go through all this method of finding people, right? Maybe they'd want to interview 2 or 3 to get the diversity of candidates, but that's what they want. What they do not want is to get 1,000 resumes from a job board. They also don't want to pay a recruiter $50,000 to provide those 3 candidates that they can then interview and hire. What do they want to do? They want another way. They want to use their social capital, right? Because a small company, right, like we are, and other small companies that I've worked with in the past, I wouldn't want to spend $50,000 finding somebody. I also wouldn't want to waste thousands and thousands of dollars on job boards, and then who's going to look through all those applications that I get? All the bad applications, which they will be, for maybe, the 3 that I actually want to interview. Who's going to do that? I can't spare people on my team to do that. So what do we do instead? We find people that we already know, or who are in our network, or who are introduced to us, and we hire them. Think of it from a big company perspective, right? The company that I used to work for, Deloitte, biggest management consulting and accounting company in the world, used to hire almost 100,000 people every year, right? 1 person every 8 seconds. Something like that. That's the statistic. In that case, do you think that they are going to want to put those online applications out there, right? Do they want to do that? I'll tell you why they do in a second. Do they want to do that? No. Do they want to pay external recruiters? They do, but do they want to? No. In an ideal world, they would just hire the people that get referred in and they are introduced to. So I'll tell you in a second what all of the different ways that you can unlock the hidden job market. But just understand that companies want to go this way. Now, big companies like Deloitte, they have a lot of resources, and so their number 1 priority is getting the best people, however they can. And they can use economies of scale, right, to allow online applications because they have the ability, they have technology, applicant tracking systems, things like that, to sort through all the candidates and make it easier for them to get down to that final number that they actually want to interview. So for them, it makes sense. But still, people that get hired through the hidden job market, people are much more likely to get hired through the hidden job market. Which is why, when I did used to work at Deloitte, there were posters on the wall which said, do you have anyone in your network who might want to work for Deloitte? We offer up to $25,000 if you tell us about them. If you refer your friend or your ex-colleague or whoever it might be to us and we hire them, you will get 25K. Right? Sounds pretty crazy. But actually, when you think about it, those referrals give you the best candidates because someone like me, who used to work in a really senior position at Deloitte, will probably know other people who are similar to me, direct route to them. This is how it works. This is how 60%, 6 out of 10 of all positions are hired into at both small companies because they can't afford to do anything else and big companies because they want to get the best candidates and that is how they get the best candidates, right? So what are all these things? What are all the ways of getting into the hidden job market? Okay, so we have internal referrals, which is when you have you have a conversation or you already know somebody who works at the company. Might be a senior person, might be a mid-level person, might be a low-level person, might be a recruiter, any of those people. External referrals. You know somebody who knows a key decision maker at one of these companies. They introduce you to them, you get straight into the hiring process, bypassing everything else. Right? If you're a client or a supplier, also, or you know somebody at that company through another route, you can get introduced that way. Okay? That is what social capital looks like. It's relationships between people. So, if you are not building relationships with people in your market bubble, and I call it your market bubble, so what your market bubble is all the people who, if they understood your value and had an opening available or knew somebody else that did, they would hire you. Now, if you're not going out and building connections and relationships in a very strategic way, you're going to miss out on that 6 out of 10 opportunities, right? Because you're going to have no way of finding them. So we have very, very nuanced ways, very, very successful ways to do this over and over again. And here's why the hidden job market works for people sometimes, and they don't even realize it, right? But we need to do it consistently because what most people do is they might know the head of marketing at this company. They have a conversation with them like, yeah, we need someone like you, right? Or somebody, like a hiring manager posts on their LinkedIn profile and says, we need this kind of person. And then they get in contact, they start talking, and then they get through that way. And people don't realize, people have this vague notion, right, that networking is the best way to get hired. But they don't really know what that means. What it really means is you have to be able to unlock the hidden job market by identifying your market bubble, right? And building strong and fast relationships with them very, very quickly, very, very effectively. You do not build strong and fast relationships by going to someone and saying, hey, can you give me a job? Doesn't work. It's like asking to get married on the first date. So, if you want to learn exactly how you do this, exactly how you unlock the hidden job market consistently, over and over and over again, right, in the fastest and most efficient way possible, then I recommend grabbing a copy of my new book, right? You can see the link to it on this page. It's something that we've been working on for a long time. It's literally 15 years of work that's gone into this, from everything that I've done, from getting hired myself into Deloitte during one of the hardest times during the Great Recession back in 2008, around then, being a hiring director there, and now helping more than 2,000 of my clients go through this exact process, discover what their dream career is, and then find it by unlocking the hidden job market, and also a couple of other things, hacking the job boards, hacking recruiters, to enable you to access 100% of the job market, okay? So that's what I recommend. Go ahead, take a look. You'll see the link on this page. And if you want to do this, then I sincerely recommend that you pick up a copy of my book. And the results you'll get will be fantastic. So take care. Go and pick up a copy of the book because it will make a massive difference to you, right? And really, really, really take into account how important this hidden job market is, because this is going to be the difference between just floundering around for years and actually making big waves in the career, finding the career-defining position that you want to. So go ahead and do it.